Okay, this is the commercial line of products that have been in development here that we're working on. The first one is, I call it the home fire forest fire protection system. You know, all the forest fires out there in West Coast, and these $1 million mansions get burned up. Well, if there was a way that we had a system that could protect their home, they would have to leave the home, but when they come back, they would have a possibility of not having a bunch of embers left on the property. This system has like four distinguished little rocks sitting on each corner of the home. And then when there's an issue, the owner will actually trigger the deployment system. What it is each one of these rocks open up, and then there's a high pressure launcher that launches a heavy weighted arrow type system that shoots over the home and lands a couple 100 feet on the other side of the home. With that, they're pulling a parachute out. It's a Mylar style. It's kind of like when you're using a warming blanket in emergencies. It's Mylar, it reflects heat. Well, this will layer over the top of the parachute up and land on top of the house. And then you hit the system will hit all four directions: northeast, southeast, northwest, southeast. All four directions are envelopes. Now you got four Mylar coatings sitting over the top of this thing, big parachutes. Now the folks leave, they get out of there, and now when the forest fire comes through, the heat that's being generated and the embers and stuff like that, because in most houses there is some area around the house that isn't covered real close to the woods, you are just protecting the home. And then when they come back, the goal is when you open up and open all the Mylar system, what you have is just like a marshmallow that's been cooked over a fire, just brown edges. That's nice to have a home that all you have to do is a little painting. You know, you have your whole home left and all your contents and your whole life and your precious everything. So that's the first one. The second one is a pressure sensitive safety mat. This is a situation where, say you have an elderly or somebody that has difficult walking, and there's other situations that we already got, but I won't discuss all that application we could use with it. But this one is for like people that you're worried about them falling. So when they get down off of the bed and they put their feet on, and the pressure sensitive system sees the feet within the computer, but in case all of a sudden they fall over, now that whole mat gets lighted up in the system, and then you get an alert on your phone saying there is a problem here. Now, with the permission of the person that's in that room, they would have to sign it and even use the phone's print scanner saying that you approve having that cam system in there, and it'll only be accessed and activated when that emergency goes off on the system. So nobody's gonna be sneaking in and taking pictures or whatever, you know, playing funny business. So that's that one. The next one is the Freeway Wind Energy Production Project. What this is, every overpass on a freeway system, all the semis go underneath the bridges. As they go underneath the bridges, they create a lot of wind pressure in under the bridge. We're going to utilize that wind pressure to spin turbines like they have big windmills. Well, we're using the actual energy forces that are made by the truckers pushing that air through that freeway to spin the turbines to produce energy. In essence, then we're sending it to the ComEd grid or the utility grid in your area, and then they credit you into an account, because in essence we're starting up a green energy company. We sell the product to the end home user. Instead of ComEd or whoever utility you use, you say, I'm using this foundation's energy company, and you pay the you pay by what is charged by you. But then right now we had a green energy company that was charging 8.9 cents per kilowatt. Our local utility was 7.1, and then if it's just only windmills, they offered at 6.1 cents per kilowatt. We will charge that same number, the low end. So that is a better option to everybody to take this. So now all you're going to get from ComEd or your regular utility company that does the billing is just the line service charge, transmission fee, and the taxes, which in our area is about 16 bucks cost. The rest of it will be coming from the, from the energy thing. But but then we will get, royalty, this is income coming into the foundation, which then you'll get a percentage of the profits of this. So that's the next one. The next one is north-facing solar panel increased energy output project. You know how lately they've been putting on solar panels on all the roofs everywhere to try to have green. Well, roofs that are on the north-facing side, they work great in the summer when the sun's right over the top of the house. It hits both sets of the panels. But then in winter, the sun is off on an angle where the whole north side is shadowed. Well, it's not going to make much energy. Well, what we're going to have is a Mylar, I call it a mirror, reflective mirror that deploys every morning or whenever it's sunny. It's photo eye sensitive, so that it will deploy and it creates an arc like a parabolic mirror. So then as the sun during the winter travels along, it reflects back onto the solar panel and still keeps that solar panel in active use. And then it also has an adjustment, this and that, to create the angle. So you're always getting high reflectivity throughout the day on the solar panel, even during the winter on north-facing situations. The last one we have is street embedded electrical power generator project. This is where we have units that are in the ground or in the pavement on the freeways. Inside there's a magnetic, like a super strong earth magnets. Well, when a semi or a car goes by it, that actually will drag this thing, slide it down, which in turn spins the generator. And every time, and it retracts back, every time a car goes by, it keeps pushing it. Pretty soon that generator is going thousands of RPMs a minute, producing energy. We are the energy suppliers. We sell that to the consumer at retail. So that's the projects that are in development at this time, but I bet we'll have another one in the next day or so.